Today we're doing a Christmas look with candy cane eyeliner just in time for the holidays. So this look does take some time, so feel free to skip through it if you already have your base down pat and you don't need any tips for that. I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer and then concealer by Thread Beauty. I do not like foundation, so I'm using a Black Radiance Tinted Moisturizer. And here I'm blending in my concealer using tapping motions, being intentional with the area where I place it. I have the e.l.f. Putty Blush, but here I'm using a liquid lipstick for my blush. I just feel like it layers better. And you see next where I went in and added another layer. Next, I fix any creases that might have formed while adding blush, and then I go in with my setting powder. Next up, I'll be doing my brows, and I haven't done them in years, so I need to get them done. Getting your brows arched or plucked will be very helpful when you're trying to do your brows for your makeup looks. I'm going in with concealer and carving out my brows, and then I'll use a brush and light tapping motions to blend out that concealer. And then I'll also go in with an eyeshadow base, or you can use a lighter concealer or the same one, and you'll blend that into the concealer that you use to carve out your brows. When applying concealer on your eyelid, make sure you apply a thin layer. If you apply it too thick, it will cause creasing later on with your eyeshadows. Being very careful with my placement, I go in with a light pink color into my crease. Here I went in with a white shadow and used it to lightly blend out the edges of that pink. Now I'm applying red into my crease with a smaller brush, and then I'll go in with that same light pink shade and lightly tap and blend out the edges of that red. Next, I'll go in with a darker shade of red, or you can use a brown color. Just be very careful and place that in the outer corner. To blend out that dark color, you can use that same shade of red that you used in your crease. Next, I'm going in with a concealer on my lid and being very careful not to look up in order to avoid getting that concealer in a spot where you don't want it. As you see, I had to wipe some away. And on top of that concealer, I'm using a champagne color, or you can use a light shade. I wanted something shimmery, and I use that to set the concealer. And in the outer portion of that cut crease, I used a shimmery green shade, but then I decided that I didn't like the way it looked, and I went in with a lighter green. And I used that to blend it into that lighter color. I used a Special Effects white face paint and used that to carve out the line where I will be placing the candy cane eyeliner. And then I went in with a red and white eyeshadow to set the liner in a candy cane pattern. I chose to really take my time and create the liner as I went along, just so I didn't make too many mistakes. Alright, I used that same white base and I placed it in my waterline at the bottom, and then I used a green to set that. I go back in and lightly dust my T-zone with that same setting powder. I added more powdered blush to my cheeks. If you don't have powdered blush, you can use a red eyeshadow shade or whatever shade you want to use as blush. I used this red liquid lipstick, but I did not like it, and it dried down too quickly and became sticky. And so I went in with a darker liner, lined my lips, and then lightly tapped on some moisturizer. Next, you'll want to blend in where that eyeshadow meets your base for more of a seamless look, and then I used a shimmer shade of eyeshadow as highlighter. Here I'm using a lash adhesive to apply some diamonds in the shape of freckles. I took a little candy cane break because why not? The look is inspired by a candy cane after all. And here's the finished look.